All right, so we continue the weekend, and of course, we round off our local segment of weekend racing with the racing coming through from KZN. We're in the capital, Pietermaritzburg, where it is Scottsville hosting an 8-race program. It is the 25th of August, and certainly some well-bred first-timers that we'll be touching on in the early part of our preview with Mr. Daryl Marie, which brings me to my greeting to you.
How are you doing, Mr. Mtip?
I am very good. So far, so good. As it is now known that we are pre-recording on Friday for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. By this time on Sunday, we'll know exactly how Turpentine has treated us. But Sunday's racing at Scottsville, good to see some very nice bread sorts coming out of this time of the year.
Yes, and we're recording on Friday, but the money started flowing in for this first time trained by Baron Boertz.
Yes.
On Thursday morning.
Mr. Barkhazen and Mr. Wood, etc. Yes.
They chalked her up as big as 7-1. I see she's in the region of 14 to 10 now.
Yes.
Mr. Boertz does comment in the front of the computer form, shows promise.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. de Kock does too. Nice filly, if not green, expecting a good run.
That is, of course, the master
Destiny
of my
of-
fate.
yes.
Out of Kahame Festival of Ice. Done pretty well with the family. But I
Correct.
think the most successful has been Bonnaroo. Huh?
Well,
There was
Red Hot Rose,
Red Hot Rose.
who ran second to Mrs. Geriatrics in the nursery.
Yeah.
So
But
see if
still
they-
only a one-time winner.
Yeah. So see if there's any support for her on debut. That's number 8, Destiny of Fire. Number 5, the Money Horse, my one and only, a daughter by Act of War. She's related to Miss Leela.
Ah.
And then you've got the race runners. Number 10, Are You Sure? A little bit suspect of that form line, but
said
the
before.
manner in which she was finishing a race off was eye-catching. She steps up a furlong to 1200. She's got a lot of scope for improvement. And number 10, Lady of Distinction.
Number 11.
Number 11, she should reverse the form with number 1, who's also trained by Baron Boertz, and the money's come for the companion. So I'm playing the safe route, numbers 5, 8, 10, and 11.
Do you know who's the sibling to number 11?
Who's the dam?
That is, the dam is Harvard Crimson.
Tell me.
Full sibling to Gladiatorian.
Oh, okay,
So the
sure.
blood is there.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. That is Mr. Marie. 5, 8, 10, and 11 in that first leg of the bipod, and rightly so. Unexposed first-timers. We seem to have some positive feedback in the antes. That is an outlay of 432 for that bipod. He has gone very wide at the back. So let's hope we just negotiate that first 5 legs, and we know we're in the queue. Okay, so we're on to race number 2, and it's a horse that really did catch the eye when finishing off behind a strongly fancied Warhead. That is the 2 Imar in the colours of Johnny Finlayson, Paul Lafferty, and Calvin Bibb team up once again. Calvin was aboard on a debut, did finish 3rd on that occasion, beaten by the 3. But the finish by the 2 Imar just does give it that justification to be top of the boards as a 2-1. Apex Predator, the 3, 3-1, 15-4, the 12, and that is Rosa Osiria rather. Then it is 12-1 and better bar those quoted runners. Right, Mr. Marie, race number 2. I don't know if you saw that run by Imar on that particular occasion. It is Alison Rice Warhead, who was highly rated after a very, very good day. In fact, you actually gave it all the airtime in the world before it ran.
Yeah, he caught the eye on debut. Imar also caught the eye. I mean, it's never easy to debut at Greyville around the bend. But in saying that, now this race is at Scottsville, and Scottsville's known to catch
them
a
out.
few inexperienced horses out. So you've got Apex Predator, who there shouldn't be much separating the two of them. Obviously, you can say Imar should have more scope for improvement, but Apex Predator also needed that effort, and he's got the Scottsville experience in the past. So I'm just playing the safe route of 2 and 3 have both gone in, but I'm not entirely convinced that with just the two of them. So I've thrown in number 7 as well. Reason being is last time out back at Scottsville up the straight, where he's run his best races, he improved. They tried him over further, he didn't stay. His best runs are up the straight. So he comes back in trip. He hit the front last time out, quite some distance away, like 400 or 600 out. Comes back to 1,000. Form line's doing well. There have been several winners from there. Yeah, 2, 3, and 7. We will get through this leg.
We should get through. Certainly, if not found out, as you say, if repeating that first run should be just about there. So that's your outlay, Mr. Marie, 300 Rand. And again, the fifth and the seventh leg. And again, leg 5 would have been race 6 of the leg 6 of the bypass. So you don't like that race at all, eh?
No.
Not at all. We will get to that and hear exactly why not. 300 Rand, the outlay of the PA. You're with us here on A Way to Win, proudly brought it to you by Betway. We're into that first leg of the Pick Six race number 3. Now, race number 3, let's talk about this third. It is still a maiden plate over the 1,400 meters, and the favorite in race number 3 in the red is number 10, Isibulo. That is been often backed. The last 2 has gone off as favorite. Garth Fuller in good form, although he did intimate when he won his first of 2 races at the races on Sunday that there's a bit of a virus. He doesn't know which one wakes up coughing and so forth, but he still managed to get the veteran Parminion as his double, and hopefully all things are well now, and continues a good form of the ownership. That is at 13 to 20. And then the nearest rival after that, let's just have a look if there's anything. Not too many to really worry about, unless, Mr. Marie, you found us a bit of value here.
Yeah, firstly, the favorite, I don't think there's any value in her current price of 13 to 20. Listen, I've no doubt that she's the filly to beat. And her form line, last time out when she ran behind Pink Diamond, we saw Safari Lodge, who finished a few lengths behind her, come out and win very impressively. She's been knocking at the door loudly. She's going to win very soon. She just needs some luck from her wideish draw. That's all. She just needs luck in running, and she should go very close.
And of course, it teamed up well with Garth at Underway last time out, huh?
Yeah, they both, I mean, Atsendi was riding with a lot of confidence. Garth Stable's turn. So everything is pointing towards her getting it right. Number 2, Our Lady Fate, a daughter by Master of My Fate. She's related to Peace in Our World, who's a 10 furlong horse, 2,000 meters. So she's going to love the step up in trip. You can even follow her when she goes even further. But now she's got SK from a neat draw. She's going to show a lot of improvements. She did in her second start, and she's going to progress even further. So if it was a mile, I'd be more confident. The winner from that form line is Edge of Tomorrow. Wouldn't read too much into that because this filly...
Edge of Tomorrow, Stinky
Poe,
yeah.
The other improver in the race could be Warrior Royale, number 3. A little bit wary about that form line because in that race you can see, who was it? Number 10. No, number 9. Roy taking off was 2 lengths behind her, and she didn't put up the best debut. So
he's really Ilandi.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're a gin boy. Roy taking off, the 5-year-old is going to have the gins on.
Okay. Well, good luck to the gin boys.
All right, so 2, 3, and 10. That's the way of race number 3, the first leg of the Pick Six. 2,268 Rand will be the total outlay. Well, it is on to race number 4, and this is where we had that Pick Six Bank leg 2 of the Pick Six leg 1 of the jackpot. And just having a look at some of the betting indicators here in race number 4, it is at Kondano Kanya in number 2. Another one in the Hollywood Silks at 22 to 10. The 4 Sweet Reunion is at 33 to 10. The 6 Grand Occasion 11 to 2. And then the 9 Oh Mandy, who showed good improvement out last time out, 11 to 2, 6 to 1, and better about those. Well, you know, it's through these little things that you pick up a little bit about somebody's background and their likes and dislikes and what they do behind closed doors, etc. What we have seen here, because it's 2 occasions now you've given a lot of airtime to the banker in your Pick Six, Oh Mandy. And do you remember who sang Oh Mandy? Barry Manilow. So I think you were a bit of a Man and No fan in your time, eh?
Um, yeah. Says, let me just put it out there. I've got respect for a lot of the runners over here, but I don't think they come from strong form whatsoever. Konda Neku Kanyeni last time out, I don't think Garth was impressed with the ride. It was caught 3 wide throughout. Things really didn't go away in running. Now she's got Neat Storgate to assist her. Shouldn't be much separating herself and Perfectly Picked, because Perfectly Picked now gets fitted with blinkers. Yeah, I'm wary of that form line. I'm also wary of a few of the other form lines.
Faisal, you've already said you
Yeah.
don't trust the Faisal form line.
Now, oh Mandy, this is my banker. You mentioned that. Last time out at Greyville, she really was doing her best work late. And if I'm not mistaken, was that over 1400? Yes, over 1400. She now steps up to 1750. You know, she's related to Miras, who was trained by, I think, Sean Terry.
Sean Terry stayed all day.
Stayed all day.
Wasn't that related to, okay, maybe I'm going to mix my facts up. It's racing the colours of LDX South Africa.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
A mile and a half horse, related to Narchi or Narki, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
She's out of a Galileo mare. I think she's crying out for this trip. I like that the fact that she's drawn out wide. They're not going to change any tactics with her. They're going to leave her alone, ride her patiently, and she'll be finishing best, hopefully. Hopefully, that's in my mind. So, if you don't want to bank her like I've done, you could possibly add numbers 2, 3, and 6. But I've got all my eggs in one basket.
All right, so there it is, very confident. Bank it in the pick six in leg 2, and now bank it in leg 1 of jackpot 1. And this is an inexpensive outlay of 54 Rand. So as the man suggests, if you're not going to bank it, you've got the room to maneuver there without really stretching the budget too much. Okay, don't forget, you can combine those bets. Of course, there's lots of soccer coming through over the weekend. It is a busy start to the European or to the English weekend. And of course, Europe has also gotten underway. Germany, we definitely know they're underway with their league. And of course, Bayern Munich off to a winning start. So get those bets on, get those all to come. Just play around with that Betway app. Lots to be had and lots of fun to be had as well on that app. Let's get to race number 5, a middle stakes over the 2400 meters. We've lost the 4 Roy's Rocker. And then the 3 National Dream, a runner just 24 hours ago. I just want to confirm whether it is still a runner. But the form update was 9th, under 19 lengths behind Mike Mazarin, who seems to have been impressed all and sundry on winning yesterday. Right, so the betting for race number 5, we've got 4 to 1 about the 2 Woodland Glade. Muzi Yene retains rider for Mike de Kock. He's done pretty well on Woodland Glade. He's ridden it 5 times for a win, a second, and a couple of thirds. You got 9 to show about the 7 Quantifier. And then it's 11 to 2, 5 to 1 rather, I beg your pardon, about the 8 of Fire Flare, who caught the eye when finishing behind Tobacconist, and the 9 of Mambo Comtesio, 5 to 1 Calvin Abib, Cybertime, 11 to 2, 6 Nocturnal Flight, 15 to 2. I'm sorry, I've had to go through so many horses. One Zacho 11 to 2, but they all seem to be bunched up.
Yeah, very congested in the market. Best weighted is Woodland Glade, the filly. In saying that she's earned her rating over slightly shorter, but she's unexposed over this distance. Now, firstly, looking at her breeding just in black and white, you'll see by Flower Alley. Generally, they get the trip. Out of a Fort Wood mare, generally there's also stamina over there. So she could love the step up in trip. You know, her dam only won 1 race over 1200 meters, and she's related to Waterbury. Was it Waterbury Lane? Yes.
Is that the former Academy?
Yeah. So, and he's a 1400 meter specialist, but it looks like she's going to get it easy up front, easy fraction. So I can see her winning. Very fit filly.
Yeah.
I like the look of number 1 Zacho. Last time out, behind Pirate Prince, ridden very patiently at the back of the field. All the money in the world came for Pirate Prince on that occasion, the stable companion. You know, he's done well on the turf, over ground in the past. Rachel from a 1 draw, just slot in behind Muzi, hopefully get the run of the race. So I like Zacho here. I'm going 1 from 2, and I respect Cyber Time. You know, he's only been a trip, I think, his most recent run over ground was behind Cape Eagle. Now, I know that was a very small field and it might just frank the form a bit or make it look better than what it is on paper, but it wasn't a bad effort whatsoever behind Cape Eagle. Over 2,400 at Scottsville. So 1, 2, and 5 in that order.
And of course, just looking at Zacho, that penultimate run, I believe Natchiam ran a second or third behind what is it? Marathon.
Correct.
Okay, so that form line looks good. So that is your jackpot suggestion for that second, which starts race 5, 756 Rand. And it's a field to add to the back. That'll be race number 8. All right, so we move on to the last race number 6, and this is the last chance to get involved in a pick 3 race and number 6. And here we've got Kimberly O'Hara. Thinking of Kimberly O'Hara, that is your favorite at 5 to 2, 9 to 2 is the 8 Count Marsh. The 2 Final Destiny is at 5 to 1, 6 to 1 is the 3. Oh my word, it's a Roy. It's 13 to 2 and better bar those quoted runners. So doing the betting yesterday, having a look, and we did see Kimberly O'Hara at the top of the boards, and it comes off a decent 2.5 lengths behind Heaven's Will. That was on the poly. The last 2 runs have been on the poly. Equally effective on the turf. Well, one win has come on the turf, one on the poly. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are he's put in 2 nice efforts since returning from that layoff. Okay, both of them have been on poly and he's back on turf. I'll give him a chance. Strictly on their last start, Final Destiny, I think he's 3 kilograms better off. But that was the poly. Final Destiny hasn't won in 3 years. But he's got 52 from a neat draw and he's always thereabouts. He's never far off. The horse, I'd be probably leaning towards number 1, Pongola, if there was a tongue tie being fitted. But let's hopefully there is that equipment change. You know, Roy, oh my word, it's Roy. Finally cracks a draw and he's only got 52 to shoulder. If he gets out on his bicycle, don't be surprised to see him finish thereabouts. And then Count Marsh, his last run on turf was quite some time ago, but that was off for 67. He's now for 60. Also one that hasn't seen the winner's enclosure in recent times. But yeah, as you saw in my perms, Cecil, I went field in this race. What I can say is in our bar pot, we are going to double up.
Thank you very much. Yes, and in the PA, I think you went similar horses as well. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. PA, I think you actually had the 5 as well, didn't you? Or
No.
did you not? That's
No.
the same horses. Yeah, just the 5 horses. Okay, 4 and 6 in the second leg. And then 1, 2, 3, 8 and 12 in the last leg. Off the pick 3, the last pick 3 at Hollywood Bet Scottsville. All right, so we're getting to the tail end of our card at Hollywood Bets at Scottsville. It is the last chance to get involved in a double. Tells you that it is, of course, the penultimate that we are now touching on. Race number 7 is an open, a tab gold account, conditional graduation over the 1,200 meters. And of course, by now, hopefully you've got that Betway account up and running because it is going to be busy. And it could be to your benefit to have that Betway account. In race number 7, Bourbon Warrior is your favorite. 15 to 4. I see come in from 4 to 1 to 15 to 4. And that's since Thursday evening. Number 4, USA's Hope is at 4 to 1, going the other way from 7 to 2. 9 to 2 is the 9. Let the Flag Fly, 11 to 2. Number 1. Now I got you. It's 13 to 2 and better bar those quoted runners. Lightly raced Bourbon Warrior. We did touch on the Cat's Pajamas form line when we were talking about the Turventine meeting. A couple of fancied runners coming out of that inner race at Turventine. Bourbon Warrior, the fact that it was a leap of faith straight from the maidens into that race. Okay, you're only 2 once, but I think the connections felt they could land a punch.
Yes. Now, Yogus has had a good few juveniles in the past that have held their own in top company.
Yes.
So he knows what he's got over here.
Yes.
Listen, I'll be the first to admit it wasn't a strong field on debut, but it was the manner in which he won.
Yes, I recall.
Which was impressive. And if you see him, he's a lovely, striking, imposing son of Patala Palace. So I'm not too sure if Gravel suited him. I don't know, but it wasn't a bad effort whatsoever. He was outpaced at the back of the field. Well, not outpaced. He was towards the back of the field. He stayed on. I'm really keen to see how he goes back at Scottsville. By now, we'll know if that form line has really been franked with the two that you touched on.
Yeah, that is
Buffalo Storm Cody and Lead the Charge
Lead the
run
Charge,
at
yes.
Serpentine on Saturday.
yes.
So, yeah, I like his chances. I think he's a very nice horse in the making because I'm of the opinion that he actually improved in his second start. But the horse I'm leaning towards is the more exposed USA's Hope. Now, last time out, when returning from a layoff, the 1,000 meters on the poly track was just way too quick for him. So I thought that wasn't a bad effort whatsoever. He has contested a race at Scottsville in the past. He finished close up on that occasion. And that was off at 93. But you can see his most recent form. Off a higher mark, he's been very, very competitive. He's just been knocking at the door. So off at 88, back on the turf, back over 1,200 meters, stripping fitter. I think 4 and 6 are the two of the leading lights for you.
All right, let's just confirm that it is in fact that is a double float 4 and 6 with numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. So double float, that is bankers, that is computer generated. Double float 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. I don't think we've misrepresented you there, Mr. Marie.
Yes, and let's hope they actually run first and second.
Okay, and that is from your mouth to God's ears. That's been a look at race number 7.